If you want to understand the formula for success in life, you have to understand where it actually starts. Success is not something you stumble upon. It's not an accident. It's not luck. It's not even a secret. Success starts inside of you. It starts in your belief system. Your mind is the factory that produces the results you experience in your life. And if the factory is broken, it doesn't matter how hard you work on the outside. You're manufacturing failure without even realizing it. See, most people are trying to change their life without changing their mind. They're trying to get to a destination without changing the vehicle they're driving in. But the truth is, your life will never rise higher than the standards you set in your own mind. If you think small, you live small. If you think broken, you live broken. If you think like a victim, you live like a victim. But if you think abundance, you live abundance. If you think possibility, you live possibility. If you think destiny, you walk in destiny. That's why the first step to success is mastering your mindset. You have to take control of what you believe, because your beliefs are the root and your results are the fruit. Whatever you consistently believe becomes your reality. Some of you are living today what you believed 5 years ago. And if you want to live a new life 5 years from now, you have to start believing something new today. It's not just about positive thinking, it's about transformative believing. Your mind is the battleground where your future is won or lost. Every day you are either reinforcing a mindset of success or a mindset of struggle. And let me tell you something, it's not neutral. There's no standing still in this game. If you aren't intentionally programming your mind for greatness, the world is automatically programming your mind for mediocrity. Television is programming you. Social media is programming you. Friends and family who gave up on their dreams are programming you. And if you don't take authority over your own thoughts, you end up living someone else's limits. You have to become the gatekeeper of your mind. You have to be ruthless about what you allow in and what you meditate on. Some of you are giving VIP access to doubt, fear, and negativity and wondering why you're stuck. You have to start feeding your mind the right food. Feed it truth. Feed it faith. Feed it possibility. Starve your doubts and feed your dreams. Because whatever you feed, the longest becomes the strongest. I'm not talking about hype. I'm talking about alignment. When your thoughts align with your destiny, success isn't a question anymore. It becomes the natural byproduct. You don't have to chase it. You attract it because you're operating at a frequency that matches your assignment. You move different, you speak different, you act different. People start saying, you're lucky, but you're not lucky. You're aligned. And here's the thing. Your belief system sets the thermostat for your life. You can hustle all you want. You can grind all you want. But if your internal thermostat is set at struggle, you will unconsciously sabotage every opportunity to succeed. If it's set at barely getting by, you will resist prosperity without even realizing. But when you reset your thermostat to abundance, when you reset it to excellence, when you reset it to overflow, guess what? Everything you touch starts to rise to the level of what you believe you deserve. Success is not about grinding harder. It's about believing better. And when you believe better, you act better, you show up better, you make different decisions. You stop settling for less than you were created for. You stop tolerating environments that drain you. You stop entertaining relationships that diminish you. You stop wasting time on things that don't move you toward your mission. You start living on purpose, with purpose, and for purpose. This is why some people can grow up in the worst circumstances and still create extraordinary lives. Because even if the world around them said, you can't, they had something inside of them that said, I will. Even if everything looked impossible, they decided to believe that the impossible was possible for them. And that belief pulled them out of mediocrity and pushed them into destiny. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you believe. And you have the power to believe something greater starting right now. You have the power to rewrite the story you're living. You have the power to shift your identity from survivor to overcomer, from struggler to successor, from worrier to warrior. But it starts with your mind. It starts with the decision to think higher, believe bigger, and expect better. If you change your mind, you will change your life. Now, once you fix your mindset, the next step in the formula for success is simple. You have to understand that mastery comes through discipline, not talent. See, most people think that success is reserved for the most talented, the most gifted, the ones who were born with all the right connections or the perfect set of circumstances. But success doesn't bow to talent. It bows to discipline. Discipline is the great equalizer. Discipline is the bridge between who you are now and who you are called to become. Discipline is what takes potential and turns it into power. Talent can give you a head start, but without discipline, even the most talented people will find themselves stuck, frustrated, and empty. Look around. The world is full of people who had talent, but lost because they never developed discipline. And the world is full of people who didn't have the most talent, but dominated because they decided to show up, do the work, and stay consistent when others quit. If you study the lives of successful people, you'll find a common pattern. Not that they were the best when they started, but that they were the ones who refused to stop. They mastered boring. They mastered repetitive. They mastered the days they didn't feel like it. They mastered showing up when nobody clapped, when nobody praised them, when nobody saw them. And because they mastered discipline, they eventually mastered their craft. Discipline is not just about doing what's easy. It's about doing what's necessary, even when it's inconvenient. It's about keeping your promises to yourself. It's about honoring your commitments, even when the excitement has worn off. It's about deciding that your dreams are more important than your distractions. And if you ever want to live at the level of mastery, you have to fall in love with discipline. The truth is, feelings are unreliable. If you only move when you feel like it, you're never going to move far. Your feelings are designed to follow your decisions, not lead them. Discipline says, I choose to act regardless of how I feel. Discipline says, I show up, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Discipline says, I value my future more than I value my comfort. And here's something a lot of people miss. Discipline compounds. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, every time you choose consistency over convenience, you're making a deposit into the account of mastery. And those small daily deposits add up. See, greatness isn't built in a day, it's built daily. The habits you repeat are the life you create. Small hinges swing big doors. Little disciplines practiced consistently create massive results eventually. But if you are casual about your discipline, you'll become a casualty in your destiny. You can't microwave success. You can't shortcut mastery. You can't skip steps and still expect to arrive at excellence. You have to be willing to do what most won't so you can live how most can't. You have to be willing to pay the price in private so you can get rewarded in public. You have to be willing to embrace the pain of discipline now to avoid the pain of regret later. Most people will quit at the first sign of discomfort. Most people will quit when it gets hard. Most people will quit when it takes longer than they thought it would. But if you refuse to quit, if you refuse to back down, if you stay consistent and stay committed, there's nothing in this world that can stop you. You won't just touch success, you'll embody it. Because discipline doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you become. Discipline rewires your identity. Every act of discipline reinforces the truth that you are a person who finishes what they start. You are a person who can be trusted. You are a person who doesn't need external motivation to produce internal greatness. And when you become that kind of person, success isn't just something you achieve, it becomes who you are. Understand this. Success is attracted to discipline like metal to a magnet. The disciplined don't have to chase opportunities. Opportunities chase them. Doors open for the disciplined that stay locked for the distracted. Favor follows the focused. Blessings chase the consistent. When you build your life on the foundation of discipline, you don't have to beg for success. Success finds you because you've become the kind of person success was looking for. If you want to master your craft, master yourself first. When you shift your mindset and lock in your discipline, now you're ready for the next part of the formula. maximizing what you already have. Success doesn't come because you're waiting for more. It comes because you learn to steward what's already in your hands. Everybody wants to multiply, but very few people want to manage. Everybody wants increase, but very few people know how to honor what they already possess. If you can't manage little, you disqualify yourself from hand as much. The problem isn't that you need more. The problem is you haven't yet honored what you already have. You're praying for a bigger platform, but you're not maximizing the one you're standing on right now. You're believing for a better opportunity, but you're complaining about the one you've been given. And I'm telling you, if you don't respect what you have now, you'll never be trusted with what you're asking for next. Multiplication is a reward for stewardship. It's a law. When you handle small things with excellence, bigger things are automatically attracted to you. When you take care of today's opportunity with diligence, tomorrow's opportunity comes looking for you. You don't have to chase it down. It will find you because you've proven yourself faithful. People think success is about getting lucky breaks. No, success is about preparing so well that when your break comes, you can actually sustain it. Some people get the opportunity they dreamed of, but it crushes them because they didn't build the capacity to carry it. They were praying for overflow, but weren't faithful in the dry seasons. They were asking for millions, but couldn't manage hundreds. They were dreaming of leading others, but couldn't even lead themselves. You have to stop despising small beginnings. You have to stop underestimating the value of where you are right now. Every season is training ground. Every resource you have, every connection, every dollar, every piece of knowledge, it's all a seed. And what you do with your seed determines your harvest. Some of you are standing in a field full of seeds, but because it doesn't look like the harvest yet, you're treating it carelessly, and that's why it never grows. Your seed doesn't look like your future. Your seed doesn't feel like your destiny. But if you will treat your seed like it's already your harvest, you will step into the future you've been dreaming about. Excellence is the key. Excellence is not about showing off. It's about showing honor. It's about saying, I value this too much to treat it casually. You clean the small office like it's the corporate headquarters. You serve the 10 clients like they're 10,000. You show up to the small meeting like it's a stadium event. When you do that, you're sending a message, not just to the world, but to your own soul, that you are ready for more. Understand that resources flow to where they are respected. Opportunities flow to where they are honored. Money flows to where it's managed well. If you mismanage what you have, it leaves. If you steward it, it multiplies. This is why wealthy people often seem to attract more wealth. They understand stewardship. I thought about how much they started with. It's about how they handled what they had. And let me tell you something powerful. The people who maximize little attract favor. The people who manage well move fast. You don't need everyone to approve you. You just need to honor the opportunity in front of you so well that the right doors open without you even having to knock. When you steward well, you stop striving and start flowing. You stop begging for breakthroughs and start living in them. Stop saying, when I get more, I'll be better. No. When you get better, you'll get more. When you elevate how you treat your current resources, you position yourself for expansion. When you become excellent at managing little, little stops being your story. Some of you are waiting for the next season, but God is waiting on you to finish the assignment in this season. Some of you are asking for more favor, but the favor is already hidden inside the faithful management of what you have now. You're not stuck because you lack opportunity. You're stuck because you haven't fully unlocked the opportunity you already have. You want your future to be bigger, start treating your now like it already is. When you align your mindset, when you lock in your discipline, when you maximize your resources, there's still one more piece you cannot afford to miss, and it's this. You have to live your life by mission, not by distraction. Purpose is your ultimate GPS. Purpose is your internal compass that keeps you moving toward destiny when everything around you is trying to pull you off course. We live in a world that is obsessed with distraction. Everywhere you look, somebody is trying to capture your attention, pull your focus, steal your energy. And if you don't know why you're here, if you don't know what you're building, if you don't know what you're called to accomplish, you'll waste your whole life chasing after things that don't even matter. You'll be busy, but never productive. You'll be moving, but never advancing. You'll be exhausted, but never fulfilled. Success in life is not about doing a lot of things. Success is about doing the right things with laser focus. It's not about being everywhere at once. It's about being exactly where you need to be, doing exactly what you were created to do. When you have clarity of mission, you don't get entangled in every opportunity that comes your way. You understand that just because it's good doesn't mean it's God. Just because it's available doesn't mean it's assigned. Purpose gives you the power to say no to them. Distractions, so you can say yes to your destiny. If the enemy of your soul can't destroy you, he'll try to distract you. He'll get you chasing applause instead of assignment. He'll get you chasing money instead of meaning. He'll get you chasing validation instead of vision. And you'll think you're moving forward, but you're really just moving in circles. Purpose is what keeps you centered. Purpose is what reminds you who you are and why you started when the journey gets long and the pressure gets heavy. You cannot afford to live reactively. You cannot afford to let life just happen to you. You have to live intentionally, on mission, on assignment, with a vision so clear that even when the storms come, and they will, you don't get blown off course. You might bend, but you won't break. You might stumble, but you won't stop, because you're anchored in something deeper than circumstances. You're anchored in destiny. Purpose simplifies your life. When you know what you're about, decisions become easier. You stop asking, is this popular? And start asking, is this purposeful? You stop asking, will people like it? And start asking, is it aligned with my calling? You stop getting pulled into every drama, every distraction, every detour. And you start running your race with focus and fire. And here's the beautiful thing. When you live by purpose, you attract the right people, the right opportunities, and the right resources. You don't have to beg for support. You don't have to manipulate doors to open. Purpose draws provision. Purpose attracts favor. When you're moving toward your destiny with clarity and conviction, the right connections, the right relationships, and the right blessings start to find you because you're in alignment. You were not created to be average. You were not created to wander through life hoping something good happens. You were created for an assignment. You were born for a mission. There is something that only you can do the way you can do it. There's a territory with your name on it. There's a difference that only you can make. And when you grab hold of that truth, you stop wasting time trying to fit in and you start showing up to stand out. Stop giving your best energy to distractions that don't build your destiny. Stop wasting your creativity on things that don't move your life forward. Stop surrendering your time, your attention, and your purpose to things that don't deserve you. Your purpose is too important. Your calling is too significant. Your future is too valuable. And your assignment is too urgent for you to keep getting sidetracked by every little thing that flashes in front of you. The formula for success isn't just about what you do. It's about what you refuse to do. It's about refusing to settle, refusing to shrink, refusing to be distracted, refusing to waste another day living beneath the level you were created for. You were not built for distraction. You were built for destiny.